The college football playoff semifinals are here. Who will advance to the national championship game? We'll have our answers for you. And the Falcons host the Saints. Can Atlanta bring home the win and grab hold of a number 2 seed in the NFL playoffs? Doesn't get any bigger than this, so stay right there. This is football's Play to Win, the fastest 30 minutes in sports.
Today's show is being brought to you by SD Services, Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and the Orlando Law Firm. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Fantasy Football League Master Adam Brown, Game Analysis with Nikki Williams, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, Medical and Injury Update with Dr. Andrew Lalage, and your host, Atlanta sports legend Bob Neal. Today's SEC College Report is being brought to you by the Southeast Nissan dealers. Choose Nissan.com.
So the Peach Bowl has Alabama and Washington. Jeffrey, what are your thoughts about it?
Well, Bama's got to look out for trick plays. Peterson is a trick play genius, as Oklahoma found out in that famous Fiesta Bowl. And then Alabama is going to play their physical, tough, fast football. And that's what Washington needs to look out for there.
And speaking of Fiesta Bowl, this year's Fiesta's Clemson, Ohio State. What are your thoughts about it?
Well, the O-lines of both teams, Bob, have been struggling, so they have to pick it up. You know, you got Clemson, who haven't been running the ball as great as they have, but they've been protecting the quarterback with Deshaun Watson. And then Ohio State, they have to get better. They haven't done everything right on the front line, so both teams have to get better on the O-line.
All right, and Nikki, of course, is do better, is it? And you're kind of got a holiday thing going here.
Well, we're going to talk about how everybody needs a friend like Ezekiel Elliott, who went ahead and hooked Dak Prescott up with at least $500,000 pendant. It says 214. They've got matching ones, guys. Look at this frosting. I mean, that's what you do for a best friend, right?
They must be in love.
Not cheap, must be in love. I think he's sending out a message to the public, like, we got a bond. Don't try to slip Romo in here. Like, this is my guy. But he also bought his whole O-line John Deere off-roading. I mean, again, not cheap. Everyone's like, oh, he's going to go broke. You know, when he starts spending $50,000 a day at the club, I'd be worried. He's got that first-round money. I need more friends with first-round money.
Here's your chance to make the point.
Fun.
I guess you just did. Matter of fact, let's really get into that Alabama-Washington game. Jeffrey, I want to start with you. And a key name to watch is Jalen Hurts.
He's just a terrific Alabama quarterback. He does what Alabama needs. He could pass, he could run, and he handles the ball very well. He's a future Heisman candidate.
Bob, how about Jake Browning?
Jake Browning, the quarterback from Washington.
Yeah.
Great quarterback. He's all around. He was a sixth in the Heisman voting. And he is the guy that can lead that team. And this is one of the things. He struggled against big games. Against USC, he struggled. And against Colorado, he didn't have the best game, but they won because the turnovers by Colorado. So Jake Browning has to show and improve in these big games.
Yeah, and Alabama is all about turnovers and defense.
They cannot call their defense the best just yet, though, Bob. There's something that Alabama has yet to do, and that's take down a great quarterback. Bob, I don't think you gave Jake Browning enough credit. He's second in the nation right now with 42 touchdown passes. Alabama hasn't seen anything like that yet, so it'll be interesting to see. Then they can call themselves the best. If they take down Jake Browning and then possibly Deshaun Watson, then we can start talking about them having the best defense.
Absolutely. What do you think about it, Jeffrey?
Well, they took down Chip Kelly, who I thought was an excellent quarterback. I hate giving this kind of points, but I see no reason not to. Give the 14 with Bama. Browning's a small guy, and he's going to have a hard time throwing the ball over the Alabama defenders.
I've got Alabama fatigue.
Okay, we'll be talking about that later, and right now you need to know that is our SEC report.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by the Georgia Lottery, where every jackpot is a good jackpot.
Our college football showdown, and let's go right to Georgia Tech and Kentucky. When I think about Georgia Tech, I think about Justin Thomas, Bob Whitfield.
Justin Thomas has been a great player for him, Bob, at quarterback, and he's been leading that team. And what he has to do in this game is just play in composure. This might be his last game at Georgia Tech. Play composed. Don't get hurt, but lead that team to a victory, and you might have a career in the NFL.
Yeah, well, will he lead them to a victory, Jeffrey, your pick?
Tech turned the season around, which should have been a disaster. They wound up 8-4. To give the 3, they should beat Kentucky, and Coach Johnson should get himself an extension and a raise for a great year.
Can't believe we're saying that now.
Yeah.
I was hating on him, too. I hate that offense. I said it earlier.
I hate that offense.
But they done
Possibility. Absolutely. We come back in just a moment. Have a question for you. Is Matt Ryan MVP material? We'll discuss when we continue with Football's Play to Win.
Better hurry if you want to save on a new Nissan during the Go Rogue year-end event. For a limited time, save up to $10,000. Get to Nissan now for last-minute savings on our full line. Offers end January 3rd. Take on any Galaxy. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, only in theaters. Hurry in and get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 11 models. Or save up to $5,000 on Altima.
Do you suffer from irritability, boredom, and chronic cravings? Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails are clinically proven to improve your mood and leave you with a full belly. Mellow Mushroom is fast-acting, giving you relief when you need it the most. Side effects of Mellow Mushroom may include salivation, euphoria, and an insatiable craving for more Mellow Mushroom. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. She may want to come with you.
Afoot and lighthearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. The east and the west are mine. The north and the south are mine. All seems beautiful to me.
Lease the all-new 2017 Volvo S90 for only $499 per month at Volvo Cars of Marietta.
If you or a loved one has been seriously injured in an accident, don't drop the ball by letting the insurance company run all over you. I worked as an insurance lawyer for 10 years and I know their tactics and game plan. I'm Roger Orlando of the Orlando firm. Let our 30 years of experience tackle the insurance company for you. Our team will get you every dollar you deserve. So put the ball in our hands and we'll get your case across the goal line. Find us online at atlanta.law or call 678-LAW-FIRM.
Today's NFL Report is being brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Always the best deal, always.
As we went to break, I was asking the question, is Matt Ryan MVP material? Let's take a look at some of the candidates, and then we're going to discuss above. There's Ryan, Brady, and Rodgers. And Nikki, as we look at the comparisons of those, what's your case for Matt Ryan?
Get that full screen out of here. There is no case that needs to be made. He is the top contender for this. He's been steady in steering the NFL's top offense. He's gone 14 consecutive games with fourth quarter leads. Not to mention, Matt Ryan is the first player in history to throw touchdown passes to 13 different players. I know it helps that he has Julio on receiving, but Matt Ryan's completion rate, currently 74, is actually even higher when he's targeting other receivers.
Wow. Nice little Nikki nugget.
You got an argument against Matt Ryan? Because I
sounds
shoot
like
it down.
she over here running politics for Matt Ryan again. What are you?
Vote
Kellyanne
for Matt Ryan.
Conway all of a sudden? Get out of here with that.
Oh, I love Kelly.
I'm going with,
you, girl.
you got two guys. You got Tom Brady,
Yeah.
who missed 4 games but racking up numbers, Nikki. And then you got Derek Carr, who's injured, but he can come back in the Super Bowl if he make it. But then you have to look at Matt Ryan's record, Nikki. You're losing a lot of games that we expect the number one offense to win, so maybe that'll knock him off the top spot.
You might throw in too,
Aaron Rodgers had a great year.
You take Aaron Rodgers off of Green Bay, they were 2-14 team.
All right.
There he goes.
There he goes. And that takes us right to the NFC playoff picture. Let's take a look at how it's standing here as we go into it. You notice Dallas there at 13-2. And Jeffrey, pick up the Falcons, who are at 10-5 versus New Orleans. What about the implications for the Falcons?
Well, if they win on Sunday, they get a bye and a home game. If they lose, they get a home game, but they go up against a very tricky Giant team. So they need a win.
All right, they're going to play the Saints. Falcons offense against the Saints.
Well, in the 16 meetings Matt Ryan been a quarterback for the Falcons against the Saints, he's 6-10. He's had some good numbers, 25, I think, touchdowns, 8 interceptions, but he's 6-10 against the Saints. And the offensive line and running backs have given up a lot of sacks against those same Saints. So Matt Ryan doesn't have a shoe-in victory against the Saints. He will have to work for it.
All right, how about Drew Brees, Nikki?
Well, the Saints have the #1 passing offense in the NFL. Drew Brees just wants something to show for it. They're trying to finish 8-8. They don't want to wind up with a losing record at the end of the season. Drew Brees is trying to hit that 5,000 passing yard mark again for the 5th time in his NFL career. And let's talk about his career. He's 37 years old. Drew Brees wants to start wrapping this up and looking good while he's doing it. So there's still a lot on the line for Drew Brees.
So he'll be the guy with the cane out there as the Falcons chase him down, Bob Whitfield.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be chucking it, though.
Matt Ryan said he wants the longevity of Drew Brees' career, though. He came out the other day and said that he admires Drew Brees. He'd like to hang around that long.
All right, Jeffrey, time for you to make a pick.
Well, New Orleans would like to be a spoiler. They'd like to be 8-8, but I think their formula's gotten old. Mediocre defense, just outscore the other team. Give the 6.5 with Atlanta on Sunday.
Give the 6.5 with Atlanta. We're going to talk Fiesta Bowl when we come back on Football's Play to Win.
It's time, the final days, and your final chance to get Landmark's gigantic clearance deal on your new car or truck.
If you stuck it out for that crazy low year-end deal, this is it.
Now through January 3rd, deals that only the Southeast #1 dealer can give. Deals you can't get anytime else, anywhere else. Think you owe too much to trade? Not at the home of the Upside Down Tent event. Don't miss your last chance to get your year-end big finish deal.
Always the best deal, always.
Wake up on the first day of winter and find out your heater doesn't work? We can fix that. I'm Tommy Estes. Turn to the experts at Estes and Carrier. We'll make sure your system is running at peak efficiency with our winter safety inspection. Don't wait till it's too late. Go to STSair.com today.
Thinning or balding hair? HRS can now reverse thinning hair by using stem cells through platelet-rich plasma treatments. Platelets are put directly into the follicle to stimulate growth. This is a safe and easy procedure with no downtime.
I decided to get a series of platelet-rich plasma treatments. Now I have my own growing hair back. The treatments were easy, painless, and I was able to return to work the same day with no downtime.
Call us at 404-231-3100. That's 404-231-3100.
You'd better hurry if you want to save on a new Nissan during the Go Rogue year-end event. For a limited time, save up to $10,000. Get to Nissan now for last-minute savings on our full line. Offers end January 3rd. Take on any Galaxy. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, only in theaters. Hurry in and get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 11 models. Or save up to $5,000 on Altima.
Is your heater blowing cold air? We can fix that. I'm Brian Estes. Turn to the experts at Estes and Carrier. We've been installing and repairing heating systems in Atlanta since 1949. The best time to schedule that annual tune-up is now, so go to STSair.com today.
Today's Hometown Team Report is brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, a higher order of pizza for your tailgating events.
Should the playoffs expand? I know one person who will have an opinion on it. That's 680's Chris Domino.
Hey, Bob, thanks. Look, we're in year 3 now of this college football playoff. I don't think we're going to go 2 or 3 more years without it being more than 4 teams. But here's what's crazy. I would have made this argument for more, except for the Ohio State-Michigan game this year. If you're telling me 8 teams are supposed to get in, or you want that immediately, Ohio State-Michigan to end their seasons, pretty much, and it actually did, not being in the Big Ten championship game, would have meant nothing because both teams still would have went. I need elimination games during the season because it's what's made college football, quite honestly, better than most other sports. There's a given day where if it's a bad day, I'm out. 9-7, you can win a Super Bowl. 3 losses in college football, you don't go anywhere, including a conference championship under your belt. That's the reason I can't do it this year, but I don't think it's going to go on forever. My bigger problem with the way the college football runs it is the Heisman Trophy voting. The fact that it's done now before semifinal games and final games, I don't know how many outcomes would be different, but if I was going to change anything about college football, I can keep it at 4 for now. That'll change on its own. Believe me, history will demand it. But let's do the Heisman Trophy voting after all of the games are played. Let's find out. Don't make it a TV show. Make it an event. The right guy wins.
Oh, okay, Heisman aside for the sake of the argument, should the playoffs expand?
Oh, it should. Who wants to see these blue-bonnet, margarine craft booty bowls?
Booty bowls.
Who wants
that?
that?
That's a good one.
There's no fans at the games. It's coming on at 2 in the morning. That's horrible. We want action games. We want 8 to 16 teams that battled all year long, that comes in ranked, they coming out, and it's playoffs all December long.
When does the Booty Bowl come on? I don't want to miss it.
Big fan of the Booty Bowl. You've always been a fan of the Booty Bowl.
Should they expand?
But you're right. I'm with Bob on this. I think you're making these games more novelty more than anything, and that's fans aren't going, fans aren't watching, people are skipping out on bowl games. I just think
What do you think?
4 teams is plenty. You go to 8 teams, number 9 is going to complain. Who cares about number 9? You take your best 4 teams, and that's the end of it.
All right, what do you think about the Heisman comment, about expanding the Heisman?
Well, you can always wait till later, because I like that idea.
Yeah.
Just wait till later, all the games finished up. This will be the last thing of college football, a Heisman.
Okay, that's it. That's our hometown team report.
This week's Keys to Success is brought to you by Volvo Cars of Marietta, where you can always expect the best.
All right, we got the Fiesta Bowl with Clemson and Ohio State, and the big name there, Deshaun Watson.
He declared himself the best, but he probably,
big ego and big name.
Well, he probably is. He's a great passer, great runner. He's a great leader, but do less talking, as Cam Newton found out last year. Did a lot of talking before the Super Bowl, and what happened there. But I think he's terrific.
Yeah, a name that could even be bigger than his at the end of the game is J.T. Barrett.
Well, definitely J.T. Barrett. Great quarterback for Ohio State. But safety from Clemson Johnson said, we faced better quarterbacks than J.T. Barrett. And he also said, he's not a very accurate passer, Bob. So I don't think the Clemson secondary is looking at J.T. Barrett other than a runner, and they think they can handle that team.
All right, Jeffrey, how about your prediction?
Well, Clemson is not going to lose to Alabama this year because they're going to lose to Ohio State. Clemson's defense is great in the first half. They get figured out in the second half like Virginia Tech did. They couldn't stop Virginia Tech anymore. Give the 3 with the Buckeyes.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment to talk about who you should play in fantasy football as we continue with Play to Win.
Why can't I have a slice of yours?
You're a cartoon. You can only have cartoon pizza.
It's not fair.
Look, this pie is 100% real, and you're colored ink. It's physics, man.
Well, can you buy me a beer?
I can buy you a cartoon beer. Are you single?
It's right.
Everyone wants real mellow mushroom pizza because our pies use premium meats and cheeses, fresh veggies, and spring water dough baked with wheat goodness. Mellow mushroom, a higher order of pizza.
Afoot and lighthearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me, leading wherever I choose. The east and the west are mine. The north and the south are mine. All seems beautiful to me.
Lease the all-new 2017 Volvo S90 for only $499 per month at Volvo Cars of Marietta.
You could win your money fast. Print, play, win. Woo! Print, play, win. Yay! Print, play, win. Woo! Print, play, win. Yay!
A faster way to win has just arrived. Introducing Print and Play, the newest games from the Georgia Lottery. Just ask your clerk for a Print and Play game, play it, and you could win your money faster than ever.
Print, play, win. Yay! Print and play, and you could win.
Win faster with the all-new Print and Play games from the Georgia Lottery.
Today's Fantasy Report is being brought to you by Estes Services, serving all of Atlanta since 1949.
All right, time for our Fantasy Report now with Adam Brown.
You know, your season leagues are done, but it doesn't mean the weekly leagues are still going on. So let's get started with the quarterbacks, and let's look at Drew Brees and Matt Ryan at the top of the screen. Both of them are going to put up big numbers in the showdown at the Dome this week. I think 300 yards for each of them is not out of the question. Look at Tevin Coleman down there when he played New Orleans on Monday Night Football. Remember, he had 3 touchdowns. And then Darren Sproles, look for him to have a big week this week in Week 17, the final week of the season. Now we go to the receivers, and we got 5 receivers on the board. We got Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin's had a nice couple weeks. Look for him to have another nice week this week, especially with Tyler Lockett out, and Seattle still playing for something. And we got Cameron Meredith, who has back-to-back non-reception weeks. Tyreek Hill's doing everything for Kansas City. I like him a lot this week. And finally, Steve Smith at the bottom of the screen, which is likely his final regular season game as an NFL player. I like him a lot this week. And one sleeper, Matt Moore. They're playing New England, but New England should be resting some players. So I like Matt Moore this week to have a nice week as well. Look for him to have about 280 yards and 3 touchdowns in a loss still to New England. Good luck, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Obviously, Adam is an expert, but you also can be an expert. This season, be sure to visit our website, playingtowin.tv, and take a shot to be number one by picking this week's college and NFL winners against the spread. We'll be giving away Ippolito's $100 and $50 gift certificates to each week's first and second place winners. So make sure you come back early and often, prove your football IQ by being the best at predicting college and NFL games. When we come back, we'll be talking about the Player Medical Report. Stay with us as we continue with football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by the Georgia Lottery and Longhorn Steakhouse.
Wake up on the first day of winter and find out your heater is not working? We can fix that. I'm Brian Estes. Turn to the experts at Estes and Carrier. We'll make sure your system is running at peak efficiency with our winter inspection. Don't wait till it's too late. Go to estesair.com today.
Lease the Q50 2-liter turbo for $319 a month or finance at 1.9% APR at your Atlanta area Infinity retailer.
You'd better hurry if you want to save on a new Nissan during the Go Rogue year-end event. For a limited time, save up to $10,000. Get to Nissan now for last-minute savings on our full line. Offers end January 3rd. Take on any Galaxy. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, only in theaters. Hurry in and save up to $10,000 on select models, or get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 11 models.
Is your heater blowing cold air? I'm Tommy Estes. Turn to the experts at Estes and Carrier. We've been installing and repairing heating systems in Atlanta since 1949. The best time to schedule that annual tune-up is now. So go to estesair.com today.
Today's player injury and medical report is being brought to you by the Orlando Law Firm. Put a former insurance lawyer in your corner.
All right, Bob Whitfield joining me now for the Player Medical Report. Let's start with a couple of guys who are dealing with injuries here. And first of all, Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed's injury is an AC sprain, a grade 3, bruised shoulder for Thomas Rawls. And you see their percentages and opportunities for playing in the playoffs. And next, let's talk a little bit about Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota. And they have fibula fractures, both of them. One of them, Carr says he thinks he can get back for the playoffs, but you had that. What is your thought about it?
It's a broken leg, Bob. You know, it's a good break because it's you don't put a cast on it, but you wear a little soft brace to make sure it seals back up, heals back up. It's usually the after effects. Maybe it's an ankle that was also damaged, or maybe it's a knee that might have been sprained along with the ankle break. I mean the fibula break. Right. So those guys, it's a tough rehab, but Derek Carr might can come back.
He says he wants to. Of course, wanting to and coming back are two different things. We'll see. And this guy, of course, would know. Well, that's it for that. We'll be right back in just a moment for the lightning round as we continue with football's Play to Win.
In football, as in the legal system, it helps to know your opponent. I'm Roger Orlando, and I used to work for the insurance companies. I've seen their playbook, and I know their game plan. If you've been hurt in an auto accident, call me at 678 Law Firm.
It's time, the final days, and your final chance to get Landmark's gigantic clearance deal on your new car or truck.
If you stuck it out for that crazy low year-end deal, this is it.
Now through January 3rd, deals that only the Southeast's #1 dealer can give. Deals you can't get anytime else, anywhere else. Think you owe too much to trade? Not at the home of the Upside Down tent event. Don't miss your last chance to get your year-end big finish deal.
Always the best deal, always.
You never know when the moment will strike, and when it does, you want to be ready. Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails can help you enjoy a more satisfying eating experience. Mellow Mushroom is safe for daily use. If you find yourself sitting in a Mellow Mushroom for more than 4 hours, you may want to go home and come back another day. Mellow Mushroom is not for everyone. Just kidding, it is. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. He may want to come with you.
If you've been seriously injured in an accident, don't get blindsided by the insurance company. I'm Roger Orlando, and I built a winning team to run interference against the insurance companies and get your case across the goal line. Call me at 678-LAW-FIRM.
Today's lightning round is brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse, now featuring great American steak dinner. Longhorn Steakhouse, you can't fake steak.
Time for the lightning round. That means Jeffrey Schechter.
With all the commotion, Louisville wound up 9-3. They had a disappointing season, and LSU's going to add to it. Give the 3. Wisconsin should just run all over Western Michigan. Give the 7.5. That should be easy. Besides Clemson and Ohio State, this is the best matchup of the Bowls. Southern Cal came on great at the end of the year. Give the 6.5 here. Oklahoma 3 over Auburn. I think that's a cheap number. Oklahoma should cover the 3. We're only doing 2 pro games this week because most of the games don't mean anything. I like Detroit at home against Green Bay, and Oakland's hurt, and they're not going to do anything without Carr. Give the 1 with Denver.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the semifinals. What you're thinking about big games in the semis?
Oh, they need to change this time. This December 31st time just doesn't work for me, Bob. They're cutting into my party life for New Year's Eve.
And it's in the afternoon and at night.
Here's what it is that you got this afternoon game, and you're trying to get the Pac-12 audience from Washington to watch, and you got Alabama, and then you got the evening game, which is a bigger game, but it's tough for the BCS series and all this championship playoffs, how they're going to get this television scheduling right, how they're going to get these games scheduled to make them maximum entertainment.
A lot of big names in the playoffs, Nikki.
Yeah, and they're really ruining my dinner plans, too. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, it's a battle of egos. We're talking about the top 4 coaches in all of college football locking horns, all the eyes on the prize. There's going to be a lot of muscles being thrown around out there.
Okay, yeah, head muscles
Men
too.
And muscles.
Yeah.
Better give me something to watch.
I want to bring
taking
these
my
names up
dinner away.
and tell me who you're one. Saban or Peterson, Sweeney or Meyer? Best coach.
Sweeney.
Sweeney, who you think?
Saban.
Dabo.
Dabo, Saban,
my guy.
Meyer. Okay, I'm going to break the thing and go with Saban. I got to tell you, he's not my favorite guy. I don't want to go to dinner with him.
I'm going to give you another coach who's not on that list, the Navy coach. He does more with less than anybody.
Yeah, good point. But that doesn't get in the big names. Nope. In the big names,
That's
because
not interrupting my dinner on New Year's Eve.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Nick Saban all the way. And now, just as we're wrapping up today, I want to get your final thoughts. First of all, the final thoughts, Jeffrey.
Watch how well Alabama is going to handle Washington's offense and be ready for all their trick plays.
So Alabama's defense, of course, they're always ready, it seems.
I'm just going to follow it up with more Clemson talk. I'm excited about this confident Clemson. We haven't seen this before. Jeffrey's talking about how much Deshaun Watson's talking. I think he was shunned for the Heisman, and I think this is Clemson's time to shine. They're back for revenge.
I want to ask you this on your final thought, too, but this talk by somebody like Deshaun Watson, good or bad for a team, or does it depend on who the guy is?
He got moxie. I like the moxie. If he got that moxie and that swagger and he can show up and prove it, go ahead and prove it, kid. But they are listening. They are watching. They're trying to beat you down.
Yeah, exactly. As you say, moxie. Speaking of moxie, you got moxie. How about your final thought?
Well, I'm going to give a shout out, and this is to the Falcons' brother, Keon Carpenter. Everybody knows played for Falcons from 2002 to 2005. Tragic death of this week. He was a young man, family man, and he was a great safety for the Falcons out of Virginia Tech. Keon Carpenter, love.
Yeah, it was great to pay the recognition there. We all send our best wishes and for the family and all the friends of Keon Carpenter. And on that note, which is a sad note, except that we want to send our best wishes, that'll be it for Football's Play to Win. We'll see you next week. Be sure and join us on Football's Play to Win. Happy New Year to all.
Happy New Year.
Today's show has been brought to you by Volvo Cars of Marietta, Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, and the Southeast Nissan Dealers.